Let's talk about stuff. How much stuff should you have? How much stuff is too much? How much is enough or just right? The Goldilocks principle of things, of possessions. We live in a small house. We're a family of 3 with 2 dogs, and we have too much stuff. No matter how I attempt to justify, we just have too much. So it's gradually become a problem for a few reasons. And number 1, clutter. Just too many things and not enough space. Too much stuff and not enough places to put it. Number 2, misplaced priorities. It's placed this endless cycle of justifying desires of needing and wanting more and newer and nicer and better things. And third, there's just a level of discontent. No matter how much you have, no matter what that thing is, it doesn't provide joy. It's momentary, it's temporary, the joy that we get from these things, and the newness wears off, and it's just, there's no contentment. So to tackle these issues, we've decided to downsize, to rid our lives, to declutter of all of the things that are non-essential or non-significant, to free ourselves from this attachment to things, to rid ourselves of excess. And I want to do it as a progressive thing, in a process, as opposed to just doing it all at once. And it's for a couple of reasons. 1, because I want to learn lessons through this. I want to be able to grow in this process of detaching myself from things and us as a family, not being so attached to possessions and to things. And number 2 is just so that it's not an emotional, impulsive thing. So I've decided to begin with clothes. It's the biggest place for me to start. It's the thing that takes up the most time and energy unnecessarily, and I feel it's the best place to begin. I spend more time each week than I care to admit washing clothes, doing laundry, finding and sorting clothes, looking for something specific, a certain shirt or pair of pants, and so much time is wasted on clothes, on something as silly as clothes. And that's all time that I can put towards something that's significant. And the truth is, I have more than I could ever even use and more than I even need. And it does no one any good, these clothes that I'm never wearing, to just sit there. And it's not serving me, and they're not serving anyone else, and it's not good stewardship to just hold on to things that aren't being used and serving. So why should I just leave these things to collect dust and take up space? If we're limited for space, if I've grown attached to things, this need, desire, and craving for more and nicer and newer and better, and more importantly, it's just shaped my heart around finding joy and trying to find joy and fulfillment in things. Removing all of that, ridding all of that from my life, changing our priorities as a family. It's much better to give, to serve, to share these things than to just hold on to them in hopes that one day they may be used when there's a very real and very current need for them now. And allowing them to be of that use and allowing someone to use them well. And this is in no way an attempt for me to project onto you a sense of self-righteousness, or this is in no way intended to gain attention or praise or approval. It's mostly accountability for me. And I say that because if I share this with you, if I say this is something that we're moving toward, this is something that we're doing as a family, and bring you along and invite you into that, then I'm accountable to that. There's an expectation to continue with that, which helps keep me on track. It helps keep me from going back to my old ways and it encourages me to keep doing it. So as I begin this process of removing excess and removing clutter, I think it'll bring us to a better place, a better relationship with things, with possessions, and it'll free up our hearts and our minds to be of more value and of more service. And I would certainly encourage you to kind of reflect on the same, and maybe it's something that you can start as well. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.